Hi, I'm Deb Coleman, and I want you to use email marketing to reach more of your best paying clients and to convert them. And what I wanted to talk about today was some of the ways that we allow to get in the way of us emailing the people who are subscribing to our list. And there are dozens and dozens, probably hundreds or maybe even thousands of excuses as to why we're not emailing more frequently or what is getting in the way of us doing that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today and dispel some of the myths and help you to examine your own practices around email marketing and what you might want to look at doing a little differently if you're really invested in reaching the right people, sharing the content that you create, and bringing more people into your world so that you have more opportunity to serve them and to offer some solutions to the challenges that they deal with. So a couple of things happen around email marketing, or when we think of the terms email marketing, and sometimes it's dread, sometimes it's just really feels very heavy and like a task that we don't really want to do, or we have a whole lot of messages that we tell ourselves about it, like we should do it more often, we're not that good at it, nobody cares. I mean, the list goes on and on. And it's so important to really look at what those messages are that you are telling yourself about it and what the reality is. And remind yourself of some really basic kind of things about email marketing. And the way it works is that when people subscribe to your list and they opt in to your lead generator, it's because they're interested in that content and they're interested in what you have to say about it. What's your take on this? What are your solutions? How can you help me address these challenges that I have? And when we don't email beyond just giving them the opt-in and maybe a few autoresponders, we're really not living up to our end of the bargain, that we're not delivering. Hi, Karen. Hi, Nicole. Good to see you guys here. So awesome to have you. And we need to show up in email and we need to deliver more value. So I also want to talk a little bit about that, because here's the thing that I have said to myself, and I know that many of my clients have, and people in my content conversion lab. Just today we had a session and we're talking about some of the things we say to ourselves, like, well, I'm only going to email when I have a high value to share. That's very noble. However, it can also be a huge stumbling block because we can use it as an excuse. And we can also look at our own content and think it's not good enough, or it's not high value enough, or it can wait. Hi, Joanne, good to see you here. And we don't email then, right? We think we're going to wait until when? There is no better time than right now, today, to email your subscribers. Give them some value. It's not always about sharing an offer. That's not when we want to gear up and say we have to create an email campaign because we have something to sell. So good to see you. Most people don't use email enough, like people are saying here in the chat, or they have a lot of messages like, I don't want to clog their inbox. I don't want to overdo it. I already emailed them about such and such. Or the big one, I haven't emailed in so long, I can't just show up out of the blue without explaining where I was. Well, here's the the news on that. You don't need to explain where you were. And sadly, people may have not missed your emails because they're inundated with emails. So it is noble to show up when you have something of value. But if you don't feel that you have something of value, then sit down and create something, because I guarantee you do. And as we talked about in the lab today, some of the places to find that value are in the simple activities and practices and strategies that you use in the work that you do. The thing that you're expert about is the thing that doesn't always come easy to everyone else, particularly the people who have subscribed to your list. So that's the very stuff they want to hear. What do you do in your business about X, Y, and Z? Or how do you address this challenge in your life? Those are the things they want to know. It can be that simple. It can be short. It can be to the point, and you can just deliver value that someone can take action on. The other thing I want to encourage you to do is don't always think, what can I be driving traffic to with this email or this series of emails? But rather, what can I deliver today that will make a difference in my subscribers' lives? And I want you to think about one subscriber at a time, right? Your one ideal customer. Picture that person, right, just to them, not to the masses. And think of delivering something to them that they can use. And the call to action can be something somewhat soft, like, I hope this works for you, or try it out, or I'd love to hear how this helps, or this works for me, and I hope it does for you too. That's somewhat of a call to action. And it's not promotional, and it's not driving them away to some other link or a sales page, which, not that there's anything wrong with that, but that doesn't need to be the bulk of our emailing. So today I want to invite you to consider what of value that you can share and use your email marketing strategies to reach out to the people who already said they're interested in what you have to say, and they're waiting. You know, they may not realize that you're missing if you haven't been showing up, but when you do show up, and if you stay in the vein of the opt-in that you first gave them and the service that they first signed up to hear about, that's you're in the right place. It's really that simple. And we can take all the excuses and all the reasons why we're not, or why it's going to make top of our list next week and just get carried over, and just do it today. Maybe it's only a paragraph, but it's a relationship builder. And that's really what we want to do with those subscribers, is nurture and grow and expand that relationship and support them to deal with the challenge that they signed up to get your assistance with. That's really, the bulk of what we're supposed to be doing with email marketing, is building that relationship. Then when you have something to offer, or something that meets their needs in terms of a group program or one-on-one service or a product you have, they're going to be ready because you've already shown up as a solution. So please don't wait till the launch. Please don't wait till you have a podcast interview you can share. Don't wait till you have a brand new course you spent ages working on to begin emailing people about that. Start emailing today and keep at it at whatever frequency you can stick with, that is enough to let them know you're still there, and that is enough to keep inching them through the process of creating some relief for the challenge that they're dealing with. So I'd love to hear how that works for you. Drop me some comments or questions if you have any about email marketing. I love it. We talked about it for a couple of hours today in the lab, and I could still talk about it. And I also have my own free gift, which is 3 costly content mistakes that you might be making that could be repelling your best clients. And email marketing is part of that. And there's a couple more things in there too, as well as solutions to what you can do differently. And actually, I think this is going to show up backwards, but it is a bit.ly link of 3CCMIST, and those are all caps. I'll drop it in the comments too, but in case you wanted to check that out if you're not already a subscriber. And my commitment to you is that if you do become a subscriber, or if you are one, I will communicate with you, and I will bring you the value, whatever value that I can, about how to create better content and how to engage with the people you're meant to serve in a way that converts more of them to becoming your best paying clients. Because that's what we want if we're in business, and we want to work with people we're meant to work with, who really need our support. And I know, Karen, I see you saying that you always feel like people don't read emails. Actually, that was an assumption I talked about in my last video. You'll find it here, maybe just above this one, that it's an assumption, and it's not always true. And we need to look at the data and see where we're at in terms of what our open rates and our click rates, and what's average, what's normal for us. And then we do need to make some alterations and adjustments if that's not really as optimal as it can be. Most people hover around 30% open rate. So see what you're doing and see if you can bump that up a little bit. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope to catch you next time.